Imagine this. Someone you once trusted completely, someone who was a constant in your life, suddenly disappears. No calls, no texts, no explanations. One day, they're there, and the next, it's as if you never existed in their world. At first, you try to rationalize it. Maybe they're busy. Maybe something came up. But as the hours turn into days, and the days stretch into weeks, that rationality begins to crumble. You start questioning yourself, wondering what you said or did wrong, spiraling into a storm of doubt and confusion. The absence is deafening. The silence speaks louder than any words ever could. It's easy to assume that hurting someone requires confrontation or revenge, sending a sharp message, posting something to provoke guilt, or confronting them in anger. But what if I told you that silence, that quiet withdrawal, can wound deeper than any overt act of retaliation? Ghosting someone, cutting them off without explanation, leaves them in a space where their mind races endlessly, looking for answers that will never come. It's not just absence, it's ambiguity. It's the kind of pain that lingers quietly, unnoticed by others, but constantly felt by the person left behind. Psychologists have found that humans crave closure. Our brains are wired to seek patterns, to understand cause and effect in relationships. When someone suddenly disappears, the mind enters a state of hyperfocus, trying to fill in gaps. Thoughts loop endlessly. Did I do something wrong? Was it something I said? Will they ever come back? That uncertainty triggers stress hormones, subtly keeping the person on edge, their emotional system activated even when they try to move on. This is why silent cutting off can hurt more than a harsh confrontation. At least when someone confronts you, there's clarity, an understanding of what went wrong. Silence offers none of that. It leaves emotional wounds unmarked, invisible, yet painfully real. Think about the small ways it manifests in everyday life. A friend stops replying to your messages. A romantic partner suddenly avoids eye contact and cancels plans without explanation. Even coworkers can disappear emotionally, offering no feedback or closure after months of interaction. In all these cases, it's not just the absence of contact, it's the constant, gnawing question of why. That's what makes it so insidious. Revenge is visible, direct, and momentary. Silence is invisible, indirect, and persistent. And the worst part? The person executing it may not even realize the depth of damage they're causing. They might think they're preserving peace, avoiding conflict, or protecting themselves. Yet the ripple effect on the other person can be profound. This is why silent cutting off carries a certain power. It forces the person left behind to confront themselves, to reflect on what they've lost, and to navigate a sea of uncertainty without guidance. And while the silence might seem like a passive act, it actually requires tremendous emotional energy from both sides, the one who withdraws and the one who is left questioning, hoping, and suffering in silence. It's a paradox. The quieter the departure, the louder the impact in the mind of the one left behind. It's also worth noting that silence doesn't necessarily have to be malicious. Many people resort to it instinctively, without thinking, simply because confrontation feels uncomfortable or painful. But regardless of intent, the emotional consequence remains. The silent treatment, the unspoken distance, the invisible walls erected between people. They all communicate something stronger than words. Words can hurt, of course, but they allow for resolution. Silence, on the other hand, leaves room for imagination to fill in the gaps, often with the most painful possibilities. So next time someone cuts you off silently, or you find yourself on the verge of doing the same, pause for a moment. Understand the gravity of what silence can do. It's not just absence, it's a force that shapes emotions, thoughts, and even self-worth. In the coming sections, we'll dive into exactly why this happens, what goes on in the mind of the person being left behind, and how you can respond in a way that protects your peace without falling into the trap of revenge. But for now, let yourself feel the weight of this reality. Silence, when wielded carelessly or unconsciously, can hurt more than any words ever could, leaving invisible scars that linger long after the person has gone. When someone disappears from your life without a word, the impact is far more than momentary sadness. It digs into the very way your mind works. Imagine waking up every morning wondering if that person will ever speak to you again, scrolling through your phone hoping for a message that never comes. Your thoughts keep circling, relentless, searching for explanations that don't exist. You replay past conversations, analyze every word and gesture, trying to decode a reason. Why did they leave? Was it something I did? Was I not enough? The unanswered questions create a mental storm, one that feels inescapable. Psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect, a phenomenon where unfinished or unresolved events occupy our minds far more than completed ones. The silence, the abrupt withdrawal, is an open loop. Your brain craves closure, and without it, your mind refuses to rest. It becomes an emotional treadmill where thoughts run endlessly but never lead to resolution. The stress isn't always obvious. There may be no tears, no dramatic outburst, but it silently shapes how you feel, how you think, and even how you sleep. The absence of clarity can make you second-guess yourself in ways you never imagined possible. It's not just about confusion. The human need for social connection amplifies this pain. From an evolutionary standpoint, humans are wired to belong. Being excluded or abandoned, even subtly, triggers the same neural pathways as physical pain. That sudden silence is experienced as a threat to your social survival. You don't just miss the person, you feel an existential insecurity. The mind interprets their absence as a reflection of your own worth, even when logically, you know it isn't. And that is what makes silent cutting off so cruel. It turns the focus inward, forcing self-doubt and emotional turmoil in the person left behind. Consider a friendship where someone simply stops returning calls. Initially, you may rationalize, maybe they're busy, maybe they're stressed. But as days turn into weeks, the uncertainty gnaws at you. You imagine every possible scenario. Maybe they are angry, maybe they resent you, maybe they've replaced you. Your imagination, unchecked by reality, fills the void with fear, jealousy, and regret. You may start to check their social media obsessively, wondering why they are active elsewhere but not with you. This constant monitoring keeps your brain trapped in a state of hyper-awareness and emotional tension. Unlike direct confrontation, which delivers closure or at least acknowledgement, silence leaves the story unfinished, unresolved, and painfully consuming. The ripple effects extend beyond just thoughts. Emotional tension from unanswered questions can manifest physically. Tension headaches, fatigue, insomnia, or loss of appetite. You may find yourself unusually irritable, snapping at friends or family over small things, because your mind is trapped in the loop of what could have been. Even in professional relationships, this manifests. Someone withdrawing from collaboration or refusing communication can create anxiety that affects confidence and productivity. The silent treatment, even in casual interactions, carries a weight that is both invisible and pervasive. And yet, what makes this form of hurt uniquely powerful is that it's unpredictable. When someone actively confronts or rejects you, you know where you stand. You can process, grieve, or respond. But with silence, the uncertainty is relentless. You oscillate between hope and despair, clinging to the idea that maybe it was temporary, that perhaps they'll return. That oscillation itself becomes addictive. Your mind wants closure so badly that it revisits the pain repeatedly, creating cycles of rumination that are exhausting and sometimes debilitating. The emotional toll also affects your self-perception. You may start questioning your value, overanalyzing your behavior, and doubting your ability to form meaningful connections. The mind starts constructing narratives of inadequacy, imagining that the other person's disappearance is a reflection of your flaws. And the cruel irony is that the person who withdrew might not even see it as significant. They may think they've simply avoided a confrontation, not realizing the psychological storm they've left behind. Yet, while the pain is undeniable, understanding it is the first step toward reclaiming control. Recognizing that this emotional turmoil is not about your inadequacy, but about unresolved ambiguity, is crucial. The mind reacts to uncertainty, not moral failure. Once you grasp this, the next stage, learning how to respond, set boundaries, and protect your peace, becomes possible. For now, it's essential to acknowledge the depth of the impact. Silent cutting off doesn't just hurt for a moment, it lingers in thoughts, emotions, and behaviors long after the person has left your life. So as you sit with this reality, let yourself feel the weight of the silence. The pain is real. The confusion is real. The sleepless nights and racing thoughts are real. But knowing why it affects you so deeply is also empowering. Because once you understand the mechanisms behind the emotional turmoil, you can begin to see that the power doesn't belong to the person who left. It belongs to you, the one who chooses how to respond, heal, and ultimately reclaim control over your own emotional world. Once you've felt the sting of someone disappearing without a word, the natural response might be anger, resentment, or even the urge to retaliate. You might imagine sending a cutting message, posting something on social media, or confronting them to make them feel guilty. But here's the truth. Revenge rarely gives you the satisfaction you think it will. It's loud, temporary, and external. It addresses the surface pain, but it rarely touches the deeper wound, the loss of control, the uncertainty, the emotional turbulence. What truly transforms this kind of hurt is not revenge, but reclaiming your power, taking control of your emotional world, and choosing intentional, self-respecting responses. The first step is reflection. Pause and ask yourself what you truly want. Is it closure, validation, or simply relief from the constant mental replay of events? Often, we think revenge or confrontation will solve these problems, but they only shift focus outward, keeping us tied to the other person's actions. Reflection helps you recognize that your peace does not depend on someone else. You can begin to detach emotionally without bitterness, understanding that their choice to leave silently reflects more about their patterns than your worth. Next, focus on self-awareness. Journaling, meditation, or even long walks can help you observe your thoughts without letting them control you. When obsessive loops start, the "what did I do wrong?" or "why aren't they responding?" loops, acknowledge them and then consciously shift your attention. It's a skill that strengthens over time, but it's crucial because the mind naturally gravitates toward unresolved pain. By cultivating awareness, you can notice when you're being pulled into mental spirals and redirect yourself toward constructive thinking. This isn't avoidance, it's intentional choice. You are choosing to preserve your emotional energy instead of letting it be consumed by someone else's absence. Setting boundaries is another critical step. Silence can be weaponized, intentionally or unconsciously, and it often tests your patience and emotional resilience. Decide consciously how you want to engage with people in your life. If someone has left without explanation, don't feel obligated to chase them. Protect your peace. Sometimes, creating physical or digital distance, muting notifications, taking breaks from social media, or limiting contact can be acts of self-respect, not revenge. These boundaries signal that your emotional well-being comes first, and they prevent the mental loop from continuing indefinitely. Communication, when appropriate, should be deliberate and clear. If you need closure, ask for it calmly, without anger or accusation. But remember, closure can't always come from others. Often, the most profound closure comes from within. Accepting that some people will leave, some questions will remain unanswered, and some relationships are not meant to continue. Internal closure doesn't mean condoning someone's behavior. It means reclaiming your power by refusing to remain a hostage to ambiguity. Reframing the situation psychologically is incredibly empowering. Instead of seeing silence as punishment or rejection, you can view it as an opportunity for personal growth. Ask yourself, what does this teach me about my boundaries, my resilience, or my emotional needs? When approached with this mindset, the experience shifts from something purely painful to a chance for transformation. You are no longer reacting to absence, you are responding intentionally, strengthening your emotional muscles, and redefining your narrative. Storytelling helps here. Consider a person who experienced a close friend vanishing overnight. Initially, they felt devastated, replaying every interaction. But instead of sending passive-aggressive messages or waiting endlessly, they focused on self-reflection, explored new hobbies, and strengthened other relationships. Over time, the obsession faded, replaced by clarity and confidence. Eventually, they realized that their self-worth was independent of that friend's presence. They didn't need validation or revenge. Their growth became the ultimate response. This is not abstract theory. It's a path many have walked from pain to empowerment. Another powerful tool is visualization. Picture yourself free from the mental chains of ambiguity. Imagine waking up without checking your phone for a message, without feeling anxiety when you see a notification from the person who vanished. Visualization reinforces the mindset shift. You are in control. Silence no longer has the power to wound you. Your emotional world is gunned by you, not by someone else's absence. This mental rehearsal primes you to act consciously rather than react impulsively. Finally, focus on reclaiming your energy. Silent cutting off can drain you because your attention remains tethered to someone else. Reinvest that energy into yourself, your passions, your goals, your relationships with those who reciprocate care and respect. When you do this, silence loses its potency. The person who disappeared may have intended ambiguity to hurt you, but the truth is, the power belongs to the one who chooses how to live in response. Every conscious choice to focus on growth, peace, and self-respect strengthens you, turning what could have been a wound into a source of strength. In the end, responding to silent cutting off is about transformation. It's not about making them feel the pain you felt. It's about turning the experience inward and coming out stronger, wiser, and more in control. Revenge addresses the other person's actions. Empowerment addresses your life. By reflecting, setting boundaries, cultivating self-awareness, and consciously reclaiming your energy, you take what could have been a source of hurt and convert it into personal mastery. Silence, once a weapon, becomes a catalyst for your growth. Once you've learned to navigate the pain, uncertainty, and emotional turbulence caused by someone silently cutting you off, the next step is reclaiming your narrative. Silence does not have to be a weapon against you. It can be a mirror reflecting your strength, resilience, and capacity to grow. The person who disappeared may have left chaos in their wake, but that chaos no longer defines you. You have the power to transform it into clarity, self-respect, and empowerment. Start by reframing silence in your mind. Instead of seeing it as abandonment or rejection, view it as an opportunity to center yourself. You are no longer waiting for explanations or apologies. You are creating your own closure. This is where true emotional freedom begins. You realize that your worth is not contingent on someone else's actions. Their silence does not diminish your value. In fact, your response to it can demonstrate the depth of your character far more than any confrontation or act of revenge ever could. Embracing this mindset allows you to make intentional choices in your life. You can invest in relationships that nurture and uplift you rather than obsess over those that deplete your energy. You can focus on personal growth, pursue passions that enrich your spirit, and surround yourself with people who value your presence. Each step taken in this direction strengthens your emotional resilience, transforming what was once a source of pain into a foundation for empowerment. Consider the subtle power of quiet strength. People who master the art of intentional silence do not do it to hurt others. They do it to protect themselves. They understand that energy is finite, and attention given to those who abandon it carelessly is energy wasted. By redirecting that energy inward, they cultivate self-confidence, emotional clarity, and independence. Silence, in this context, becomes a tool of liberation rather than a weapon of harm. It teaches you patience, self-awareness, and discernment, the ability to choose where to invest your emotional resources wisely. Finally, take a moment to reflect on the transformation. From confusion to self-awareness, from emotional pain to intentional empowerment, the journey shapes a person capable of facing adversity without losing themselves. The silent departure of another does not dictate your happiness. It becomes a catalyst for growth. You have learned to navigate uncertainty, embrace your value, and reclaim control over your inner world. That is a victory that no revenge or confrontation could ever provide. So when someone disappears silently, remember this: the silence is theirs, not yours. How you respond defines your life, not theirs. Choose self-respect over resentment, growth over fixation, and clarity over chaos. Let the absence of another illuminate your strength, resilience, and ability to thrive regardless of external circumstances. In the quiet, you find your power. In the stillness, you find your freedom. The ultimate revenge is not in hurting them back. It is in rising above, living fully, and proving that your life cannot be dictated by someone else's disappearance. Your peace, your clarity, and your growth are unstoppable. You are the author of your own story, and silence, once threatening, now becomes your ally in building the life you deserve.